Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Super Sudokoid Dark Inversion, where today we are tackling the 6th boss puzzle, which I would guess would be the last boss puzzle because the grid lists 6 boss puzzles. However, there's also a boss puzzle over here, so we know it's not the last boss puzzle. So let's have a look at the rules. A shadow descends. The dragons diving you at high speed, plasma blasts firing from their shoulder cannons mounted on its exoskeleton. There's not much room to maneuver atop the tower, but you barely manage to phase away before the dragon slams into the ground where you stood a moment ago. You ready your super missiles. Place the digits 1 through 9 in every row, column, and box. Digits along an arrow summed to its circle. Additionally, draw a renban from the tip of each arrow of the same length as the circle value. Digits along this line make a contiguous set. The line goes in the direction of the arrow and bounces against the colored boss cells and the outer edges of the puzzle. Should a line go straight towards a wall or corner, it can't bounce and has to be short enough to fit in the space. Okay, so we got to do our own version of this. So we know that this is at least 4, is I guess not a huge thing. It's not a 6. So we know that this goes at least that far. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it lives entirely in this based on how far it goes, which means it's never a 9 at the very least, because if it were a 9, it would include a sec. Oh no, sorry, that's not true. Sorry, that's not true. It could include a 9. This boss is just nothing, right? It's just things for my digits to bounce off of. It's at least 2. This is the would head straight into the wall case that I was missing, because this can't go further than 3, right? If I understand what is going on here. So this has to be a 3, right? With a 1, 2, right? Because otherwise this would bounce into the wall and then bounce back, which we're expressly not allowed to do. Okay, so this is a renban. I'm going to make the renban different colors in this puzzle since everything is a renban. It's a 2 and a 1 with a 3, 4. If I put the 1 at the top, then I can't have a 2 on my renban, which seems like a problem. Okay. So these are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So one of these is a 6. So one of these is a 6. Okay, so now this digit is at least a 3. So now 3 plus 1 plus 2 is already 6. So this can't be 4 or 5 anymore because of the fact that this being at least a 3 plus 2 more that add to at least 3 would make this at least a 6, but then this is now at least 7, so we can actually extend our renban 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's at least that long, possibly up to 2 longer than that. So in other words, neither of these cells is a 2. These digits need to sum to a maximum of 6, so they can't be larger than 5. Maybe a 2, that can't be a 1 or a 3. There's a 6 in this column. There's a 6 in this row. This is at least 4 long now, just based on the fact that it sees a 3. That would be 4. 5 5, 6, 7, 8. It can't be 9 long because it sees a 9, so this one extends some amount in that direction. Maybe I should have made this one yellow. Is that impossible to see? Yeah, that's probably good enough. Let's make it yellow inside the yellow piece. If it was a 4, that would be 1 and 3. This renban, none of the pink cells can be 6. If I just like take out the ones in the box with the 6, the ones in the row with the 6, the one in the box with that 6, the one that has a given 2 in it, there's no cell on this renban that's a 6, and that constrains the maximum possible length of this renban to being 5. So this can only be 4 or 5 long, because without a 6, you can't use 7, 8, or 9, unless you use only 7, 8, or 9, but then you're not being nearly long enough. So if this is 4 or 5 long, that means I actually now know these pinks are out. And because it doesn't have a 6, I actually now know, because it doesn't have a 6 and it's at least 4 long, that now means that all the digits on it are, in fact, at most 5. Which is quite nice because this digit now just is a 5. That was very nice setting. Really liked that. Okay, so that's a 5. This certainly isn't a 5 by virtue of the fact that it's on an arrow that adds to 5. In fact, neither of these can be a 6 by virtue of the fact that they're on an arrow that adds to at most 5. So in fact, that's the 6. I was looking to see if I knew where 9 was in this box, but not especially. I don't really know anything about that. Yeah, there's a 6 in there. We already knew. There's some 7, 8, 9s up there. This cell actually sees the whole renban, which by virtue of being at least 4 long and having a 5 on it, definitely sees 2, 3, and 4. So this digit actually, it could be 1, but it's not 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it could be 7, 8, 9. So if this were to be 5 long, I'd actually have my 7, 8, 9 triple. Here. This annoyingly could be as small as 3. Oh, sorry, that would be bouncing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Based on how far this wants to go. Yeah, this one seems like it could be pretty huge if it wanted to be. Can I say? Okay, this renban actually has to be very long because it has both a 2 and a 9 on it. I hadn't appreciated that. So this is at least 8 long. Gotta have every number on it up to, from 2 to 9. So the only number it might not have is 1. So that means that this number goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It goes at least to here. I mean, I guess I might as well at least mark that I know that this is at least 3. Does this one... I might only know that this one is at least 2. I'm not going to mark that. This one also, I have a similar amount of non-restrictiveness on it. Oh, I can certainly Note that there's a lot of numbers I can't put on this, just on the virtue of the fact that it needs to add 8 or 9, and the largest digit I seem to be able to put on it. Oh, sorry, no, sorry, I was thinking it was only these two that added to 8 or 9. No, but this is a 3, 4, or 5. It can't get as large as 6 without overflowing this. So that's a 3, 4, 5. But I don't think I can rule things like 1 off of this. I'm trying to see if there's some reason why I can't do the like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 renban that I kind of want to do here. Oh, it's the opposite. I can't do the length 4 renban because the length 4 renban doesn't have a 1 on it. But if this is a 4, that digit is a 1. Because we need to do 4, 1, 3, and the 3 down there tells me what it is. So this just can't be a 4. It has to be a 5. The renban actually does take up all these spaces. I can get rid of the coloring from underneath it. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's not a 5. I can ask where these two digits go in this box, and I can learn that these two digits go in these two cells. And therefore, that's a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. So that is a 7, 8, 9. Therefore, one of these two is a 9. That kind of thing. One of this mess of digits is a 3. I don't think that immediately helps. Since this is a sum to 5 now, that being not a 3 means that isn't a 2. Does this 5 tell me something about 5 on this renban? I don't think so. Oh, this is a 5 by Sudoku. How about that? That seems very useful to know. So this renban is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 long. I don't know why I hit check to make sure I drew the renban right. That's not how answer checker works. So not a 2, so that one's not a 3. Okay, so this renban has a 2. The 2 is exactly there. The renban has a 6. The 6 is exactly there. The 5 on the renban. Ooh, that's sneaky. The 5 on this renban is in one of these two cells, and both of those cells see both of these cells. So these aren't 5. So that gives me a lot of sort of leverage there. One of these is a 5, is what I'm saying. I'll mark those in like a lavender. Oh, sorry, not 2. 5. One of those two cells is a 5. Because the length 5 renban needs a 5, and those are the only cells that could have it. If there's a 2 on this renban, it's exactly there. Make that a 1. If there's no 6, this would have to be 1, 2, 5. In which case, that would be the 2. These would be 1, 3, 4, and that would be 5. Okay. Definitely is a 4 on this renban somewhere. I don't have nearly as much control over exactly where that is, though. I might be coloring 1, 2, 3, 4s at some point in this puzzle. I'm not quite sure yet. I know this renban has an 8. That 8 must be in one of these two. Oh, sorry, one of these 3 cells, I guess. Actually, do I know there has to be a 1 in these cells? Maybe I know there has to be a 1 in these cells. Yes, I do know there has to be a 1 in these cells. That's cute. Okay, yeah, so the this is one of the better puzzles in this collection, I think. If there's no 1 in these cells, they're minimum 4, 5, because the 2 and the 3 have already appeared on the renban. But that would make the minimum sum 9, and they can't be 9 because of the given digit. So one of these is a 1. I'm just going to lazily mark that over here, which means that this is a 9 long renban. Because it has both a 1 and a 9 on it. And the 1 certainly goes with a 4, 5, 6, 7, not an 8. So 1 with 4 would give 5, 1 with 5 would give 6, which apparently this isn't. And 1 with 7 would give 8. So this is a 5 or an 8. And now this digit is a minimum of 4. So I guess are all the digits that are on this that are left. Oh yeah, and not 9. We've already got the 9. It's not 5. So this number here is at most 4. Because it can't be 5 or 6, and this number is at least 4, and we can't make it sum to too much. For what it is worth. Oh, it's funny. This bounces back. This arrow now bounces back exactly the same direction. And so this arrow now actually also has to have length 9 for exactly the same reason. It's got both a 1 and a 9 on it. So this is a 9. And if that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're adding to 9 in 2, this can't be a 4. So yeah, it's a 5, 6, 7, or 8. Okay, that's a 9 by Sudoku. A lot of 9s. I think I know this renban doesn't have a 9 on it, right? Yeah, it's got a 1, 2, 3, 4 on it. If it had a 9 on it, it wouldn't have a 1, 2, 3, 4 on it. So actually, this 9 is over constrained in one of these 2 cells. Oh, I guess never mind. I already knew that by Sudoku. Never mind. Oh, here's a weird deduction. This can't be a 5. If this were a 5, these would be a 1, 3 pair, and they can't be because that cell's neither 1 nor 3. Which actually makes these cells a 3, 4 pair, which seems to make that not a 4. So these cells are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That one's not 9. These 2 aren't 6. That one's not 9 either. So if this is a 3, then these are a 2, 4, with that being the 2 and that being the 4. If this is a 4, then that's a 1 or a 3, of course. But that's not quite as restricted. Okay, what else am I supposed to see? It's funny that these 2 arrows are the same arrow, basically. So I basically know what all the renban are. There's no more... Oh, no, that's not true. This renban does matter. If this were to be 5 long, it would be these cells. In which case it would, of necessity, contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would mean that would be a 4 and that would be a 5 in order to add to 9. And this would be a nothing. So that doesn't work. This just can't be a 5 because of the associated renbanicity. Okay, I guess I can color this renban's potential path. Oops, I put imposter yellow over yellow. But yeah, there are too many digits on this that would have to be big for this to possibly get away with being a 5. It would have like 7 4s on it. Technically, it would have 3, because this would be a 1-4 pair, this would be a 4-5 pair, and this would be a 4, which is too many 4s for my length 5 renban. So that's an 8, together with a 1-7. Okay, I'm going to draw this renban in now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It will get a color. Will be red. There will be no more 7s on the yellow renban, which will mean this won't be 1. This won't be 7. Wait, what did I say won't be 1? I don't know why I said that won't be 1. Sorry, let me do that again. There will be no more 7s on this renban, which means this won't be 2. How about that? That sounds better. This won't be 8. That won't be 7. Okay, so now the red renban goes through all these cells, so it doesn't have a second 7 either. Nor does it have a second 7 there. Or does it have a second 1? Means that won't be 8. Oh, and it has a 1 on it, so it doesn't have a 9 on it, so that's an 8. We get all of that, so there's no 4. What did I do? That? Wait, it's 8 long. And it has a 1. I have screwed something up. No, it really is 1-7. But this doesn't want to be an 8? Everything else is right. Oh, it's because this isn't part of the renban. I started the renban in the wrong place. The red renban actually, so I have to go back to where I drew in the red renban. I just drew in the red renban wrong is what happened. The red renban, in fact, actually looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, which I know a little bit less about. I do know that there's no 5 on it because there's a 5 up there, so this isn't 4. I do know the yellow renban has a 7 on it, so that's not a 7. That's not a 7. That's not a 2. That's not a 7 either. I've removed that 7 from that cell like 18 times now, give or take. Okay, so if this renban has 8 and 1 on it, it has no 9. I don't think that quite tells me anything. Renban definitely needs to have a 4 on it somewhere, but I don't think I know where. I see. These are the remaining cells on the yellow renban. There are 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Wait, that's too many cells? Oh, there's already a 3 on this renban. Oh boy, there's been a 3 on this renban since time immemorial, hasn't there? Oh boy, yeah, that's been there for... It's like almost the beginning. Okay. Yeah, we'll go on with that. I was going to try and say there had to be a 3 there because otherwise there wouldn't be a 3 on the renban, but that's just not how any of this works. So that's not so that is a 4, so that isn't a 4. And so now that is a 6-8 pair on this renban, and so now that's the 5 for this renban, which now makes that the 5 for this renban. That has become a 7, 8, 9 triple in this column. So the rest of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 4. That one's not a 2 or a 5 either, actually, funnily enough. Okay, so now the yellow renban has an 8 on it, and so therefore... Sorry, now the red renban has an 8 on it, and so therefore... No. I was going to say, so therefore something, but that's not how that works. It's just 1 or 9 that is missing from it. 5 in this box I know is confined to being down here, which means 5 is here. Is that the last 5 in the grid? Not quite. Oh, in fact, 5 in this box is just placed here. So now that's all the 5s in the puzzle, I think. Oh, no, there's a 5 in the middle box, isn't there? Yeah, there's a 5 in the middle box there. There we go. There's our 5s. Okay, there's our 1, 2, 3 triple. 2 in this box now is vertical. So that's not a 2, which now makes this a 1, 4 pair. That 1, 4 pair looks at that cell, making this a 3 and a 6, making that an 8. Seems to make that a 6 if I believe my corner marks. So that not a 3. Let's see. That's a 7, 8 pair, which has made that a 9. There we go. Okay, so now that 9 makes this not a 1, because you can't put a 1 and a 9 together on a length 8 renban. So that's a 7 and a 1. So that's not a 1 either. In fact, 2 and 4 seem to be the digits missing. So that's the 2 and that's the 4. If I understood all of that correctly. Okay, good. Where does 2 go on this long renban now? It now goes there. It's not 2. That seems not to be 4, so therefore that's not 1. These 2 lavender cells can go away. Okay, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that is a 4. Which makes that a 1 and a 4. 3 and 1 and 3. And 1 and 4. Okay, I think everything here is good so far. The 2 being vertical is actually ruled 2 out of that cell, so that actually places the 2 over here. Places the, oh no, I was going to say places the 2 in this box, but this box already has a 2, but it does need an 8 and a 7. And a 9, and a 6, and an 8, and a 7, and a 6, and an 8, and a 6. Okay, so now this renban actually is, oops, this is the low option because it also has no 6. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's the 2. And the 3, apparently. Yeah, the 3, the 4, and the 1. Like that. That is an 8. 7. It's a 4. It's a 3. These are a 1 and a 2. Let's see. Looking across here, these are a 4 and an 8. Somehow I think is unresolved. Apparently it's not actually unresolved. I just can't scan. These are, well, one of them is a 2. The other's a 7. Let's look down this triple. One of them's a 2. And the others are a 7 and a 9. Okay, that's an 8. One of these is a 3. And that one's a 7. Very nice. Definitely my favorite of the puzzles from the 2 Sudokoid series so far. That one was quite nice. A little gritty in a couple places, but overall very, very nice. With some really cool steps about sort of combining the logic. At first, your missiles simply bounce off the steel scales of the dragon, but at the end, you get a lucky shot into its mouth and bring it to its knees. The mighty explosion, as it self-destructs from the damage, rocks the tower. The smoldering remains of the robot lie in a burnt heap, but maybe something survived worth scavenging. Now go back to the main puzzle and enter 6 into the boss cell. Okay, so here is our boss cell. Oops, sorry. 6. I don't think that did anything. Oh, maybe it was this? You hit the jackpot, beating this guy. You access the memory bank of the wrecked dragon, revealing a map to buried treasure that Wark was no doubt trying to get his claws on. Clear all horizontal and vertical lines between all upgrade and boss cells. This will result in a circled region with one line highlighted. Those highlighted digits appear in Sector 13 in the same relative position from the top left corner of their own sector. Okay, we'll do that next time. That sounds horrible. But we'll save that for next time. I was debating whether to record another one or not, but that sounds excruciating, so I'm going to pass and do it next time. But thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back next time. Bye for now.